do a video all about 15 college essentials that I think you need if you're living in a dorm. These are just things that I found really important. Of course, I'm sure there'll be some variability based on what college you go to. I know we all go to school in like different climates, and there's big schools and small schools and public schools and private schools. So I did try to make this list in order to cover like all the colleges. However, I know that some of these are only going to apply to colleges that are similar to mine, which I guess I'll mention. I go to a large public school on the East Coast. So basically, big school, lots of people, 4 different seasons. So I'm gonna stop rambling because I just made that intro like way longer than it needed to be, which I tend to do. So the first thing that I found super important is a makeup mirror that lights up. A lot of times you're not gonna have the same schedule as your roommate, and you're not gonna be waking up at the same time. You might have an 8 a.m. class on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and your roommate might have to be at class by 10. And if you are a good roommate, then you're not gonna wanna turn the light on to disrupt her from sleeping. And that is where the light up makeup mirror comes in handy. I use my mirror every single day. Even if I wasn't like putting on makeup that day, I would still use it to like comb my hair or to put on moisturizer, and it's so nice because the light isn't that bright, so your roommate can still sleep and you'll have good lighting to do your makeup or just to get ready in general, and you won't have to be getting ready in the dark. Also, I think I forgot to mention in the beginning, but I'm going to try to insert pictures or videos from my freshman year dorm room. The second thing that I think is an essential for college is a fan. When I went to college, I thought that I was going to be using my fan in like August and September and then maybe a little bit of October, but then for the rest of the year I wasn't going to use it. Let me tell you, that is so not what happened. I used my fan every single night, even in December. I'm not really sure how it is at other schools, but they like crank up the heat and it's so hot. It can be like freezing outside, but it's so hot inside. My third essential would be a good backpack. If you're gonna invest in something, a good backpack would be something that I would also suggest. And just because I found that I basically brought my backpack with me everywhere. It had all my stuff in it, it had my wallet, I always had my computer with me, and my roommate actually had a handbag in the beginning of the year that she used, and she switched over to a backpack second semester just because it was hurting her back. So I would definitely recommend like a good solid backpack. I had a North Face one, which I found worked really well. The fourth essential that I would recommend is a drying rack. I actually bought one before school, and my mom was like, Alyssa, do you really think you're gonna need that? And I honestly wasn't sure, but like I'm one of those people who gets kind of nervous easily, so I always like to be prepared. So yeah, I got the drying rack, and I'm so glad that I did because I found that a lot of my clothes actually couldn't go in the dryer, and instead of putting it on my chair, the side of my bed, and just a bunch of different places, I could just put it on the drying rack. And a lot of drying racks fold up, so they don't even take up that much space in your room. I think the drying rack definitely came in handy. So kind of going along with that, my fifth essential would be detergent pods. And they are so much easier than lugging around a huge thing of detergent. Also, chances are you're gonna wait until the last minute possible to do your laundry, so you're gonna have a ton of laundry to have to lug to the laundry room. So it's just so much easier when you have like these little tiny pods to carry instead of like huge bottles of detergent. Okay, so my sixth essential would be moccasins or slippers or anything that you can wear in the dorm building. I actually didn't have this in August, and then I got a pair from like Target for $13 on Black Friday. And honestly, once I got the moccasins, I couldn't remember a time where I didn't have the moccasins. I wore those religiously because when you go back to your dorm room, chances are you're wearing sandals and then like boots and sneakers in the winter time. And when you go down to eat in the dining hall, you're not gonna want to spend time putting on these huge boots or whatever it is. It's so much easier to just slip in your moccasins. I think that was like my freshman year peak, me getting the moccasins, because it was just such a life-changing move. I really think that might be like my #1 essential, or just a pair of moccasins or slippers or something that you can walk around in the dorm building. It was like a soft pillow for my feet. Number 7, I think we're on, would be a Brita Filter. I actually didn't have one of these, but my roommate did. In the beginning of the year, I remember going to Walmart with my parents and picking up like a few cases of water bottles, but they run out, and also it's just better for the environment if you use a reusable water bottle. You're not really gonna want to drink the water right from the sink, so I would definitely recommend a Brita Filter, which just kind of cleans your water. But it was something that I didn't even think to bring. It just came in handy a lot. You don't have to waste money buying a bunch of water bottles, and it's better for the environment. My 8th essential would be an outlet surge protector that has a bunch of outlets. Chances are you're only gonna have like 1 or 2 outlets. I'm gonna say 2. Usually they have 2 on each side, so there's 4 in a room. And if you think about it, that's really not a lot because you're gonna have lights and phone chargers and computer chargers, and if you like to do your hair, you're gonna have like straighteners or curlers. It really helps to have something where you have more outlets. And kind of going along with the whole electronics, I would definitely recommend getting a long phone charger, especially if your bed is lofted. It's gonna be so annoying if you have an Apple phone charger because those things are so short. 10 is something that I thought I'd just throw in here. I know a lot of people will think to get this, but I think it's important that you get a good quality one, and that's just a mattress pad and a mattress topper because the beds are so uncomfortable there. So I think another really good thing to invest in is a good mattress pad. You're going to spend so much time in your bed. You're going to sleep there. You're going to watch Netflix there. Number 11 is something that I'm sure a lot of you will not forget. However, in this case, I think it is important to get quantity, and that's bras and underwear. You can get away with not doing laundry for like a longer time than you should. However, when you run out of bras and underwear, that is when you need to do laundry, and you're not always gonna like it. You can never have enough. Normally, I would say when you're going to pack your wardrobe to just like bring the pieces that you wear a lot and to not bring everything in your closet. However, with bras and underwear, like, bring them all. Number 12 on the list is a pair of shoes that you don't really care about because, as I'm sure most of you know, college parties are a thing and they're not always very clean. So I would definitely recommend getting a pair of shoes that you don't really care about. I used a pair of shoes from Forever 21, and at the end of the year they were pretty like muddy and disgusting, so I threw them out, but it wasn't that big of a deal because I think they were only like $15 or $16 and I used them all year. Also, going along with that, a jacket that you don't really care about because sometimes things get stolen. I would definitely recommend getting like a cheap jacket. I mean, chances are nothing will happen to it, but you could end up losing it, so it's always good to just like never bring a really expensive one. So number 13 would be leggings. I didn't really wear a ton of leggings in high school. I honestly wore like a lot of dresses and skirts in high school. However, when I went to college, I found that I wore leggings a ton. Even if I wore a dress or jeans to class, when I got back to my dorm, I would switch into leggings just because it's a lot more comfortable, and I feel like when you're comfortable you get a lot more work done. So I would always basically wear leggings to the library unless I was going like directly from class. Okay, and then my last essential, which is kind of random, but my last essential would be headphones. I would use my headphones on my way to class, and sometimes, this is gonna sound weird, but sometimes I would listen to like classical music when I was doing my homework or studying in the library, so I would use my headphones for that. And in the morning, if I was up and my roommate was still asleep, I would listen to music while getting ready with my headphones. And I feel like there's something small and like easy to forget. I would definitely recommend headphones. Maybe even bring two because they're pretty small and you can lose them or break them. So those are 15 things that I think are very essential for when you're living in a dorm room. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys!